that shit gonna come back on you.
Same to you, Zach. Get your shit and leave my key.
Your key.
You, Zach, get the out. Get your shit. Go.
Don't.
Go.
Don't. I'm not that. Trust me, I'm not.
You're not.
Trust me.
I'm not that bitch either, so go.
All right, Sistas / Zatima fans, this video is really talking about the biggest obstacle for Zach and Fatima to overcome. It's not Hayden, it's not Karen. It's the lack of honest, vulnerable, and effective communication. I feel like these two characters, they both have a major obstacle that they both need to overcome, so as a couple they can truly overcome anything life throws their way. I mean, it's not uncommon to scroll on Instagram or Facebook. I won't say Twitter because Twitter is a dark place. I mean, you never know what you're going to find when you're scrolling through there. You know, you might see quotes about relationships and things like that. And what was it, about a month or so ago, the red flag memes were all over. And one of the most relevant ones I saw was the communication thing. And it really doesn't matter how you and a couple communicate. The most important part is actually understanding what the other person's trying to say. And I agree with a lot of fans about how this last episode, episode 18 from a woman, I believe was the title on, season 3 episode number. The first 5 minutes made me frustrated. It wasn't a bad scene. I mentioned this in my episode review, which I posted earlier this morning. It wasn't a bad episode. It wasn't a bad scene. It wasn't bad, poorly acted. It just felt like that dynamic between Zatima felt unearned due to the setup of the situation, from Fatima pre-packing Zach's bags to Zach flat out lying, just saying everything he could to piss Fatima off and then leave. Due to that voice message Hayden had apparently sent him from the phone call at work, Fatima had with her friend. And then later on in the episode, I'm glad they reconciled, because I love that scene in itself. But when I look back at the scenes isolated from the entire episode, the first 5 minutes of the episode, as well as when Fatima went up to the hotel room to talk with Zach, it just felt like if a simple situation like this, a phone call and a voice message, could cause this much of a rift between the two. I don't see Zatima lasting that long unless they're open and honest with each other. For Fatima, it's her always assuming the worst. I'm not going to lie. I understand where she's coming from. The last time Zach and Karen were together, boom, they had sex. Now she's calling on him to come over to talk, to get closure, and Fatima automatically knew it's about wanting him. Because I still stand on what I said in the episode review. I'm like, okay, so what would have happened if Zach came over? Let's say he didn't answer the voice message or whatever. I mean, he didn't, open his phone or respond to the message, and he didn't hear the recording. What if he went right into the apartment after knocking on the door? Or he just walked in and then he saw his stuff lined up by the door? What would if Fatima said? It's like, Fatima, what's my stuff doing there? I'm surprised he didn't notice it, to be honest, because all it took was a head turn from the kitchen and notice his stuff was right there where Fatima pointed it out. I went over there. I told Karen what's what. If she doesn't accept that, that's up to her. But I told her that I'm done. So that's it. But why my shit all there? Zach, I'm sorry. I was thinking the worst. Fatima, girl, you crazy. Come on here. Let's eat some dinner. A lot of people were like, Zach would have laughed it off. I guess so. She might have apologized. Like, I'm sorry, Zach. I just assumed the worst. That's kind of the same thing Zach did, but even worse than that. He just heard the voice message. It sounded convincing, but to be honest, now that Fatima knows he has money before making that phone call, you would think he would say, broke ass, but she already knows I'm, almost at $1 million. I'm getting a house and everything, but I'm broke. I just feel like a lot of these characters were acting on emotional impulses as opposed to putting things together, which is odd to me how Andy, while buzzed, was able to say, wait a no, look, Fatima, something just isn't right here. So I was upstairs and Robin was about to put it on me, but honey, I was about to put it on him better. But then I stopped and I saw Zach in the hallway. How could he have had sex with Karen and made up with her and said they're getting back together, but he's staying at this hotel because, you know, them hoes tell. I think you need to talk to Zach. And I'm just like, if Andy could put it together, that should let you know that Tyler Perry, didn't I do that video last week? Is Tyler Perry trolling Zatima fans? And he certainly did, from the way the trailer for the episode was cut, because he smartly included nothing from the reconciliation of these two at the end of the episode to the actual episode itself. The drama between these two felt incredibly forced, which, you know, like I said earlier in this video, if this situation causes him to regress emotionally, Fatima putting those walls up again, like, you know what, Zach, I got your shit already packed because I knew when you went over there, you and Karen were going to do what you did like every other nigga would have, and then I'm going to have another one. But basically, she pulled a Beyonce, you must not know about me. There's going to be another man here tonight eating this dinner. And then Zach, who I was extremely disappointed, and I wasn't mad, I was just disappointed. Obviously, Zatima fans were pissed, thinking, Zach, there you go, you're going to just lie to her instead of telling her what's up. Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who constantly says, Fatima, don't be like that, tell me what's going on, what are you feeling right now? And yet you have him just telling a bold-faced lie. You would think that if he were to break up with Fatima and vice versa, you would have Zach laying it all out there, telling her what's what, and then going, as opposed to just lying about everything. But you could also argue, well, sorry, my chair creaking. Well, Jeremy, that phone call to Zach proved that Fatima was lying about everything that she said to him. That's why he was like, oh, you're proud of that? What, you're going to have him eating the dinner? You're going to have him laid up in bed next to you, telling him all these positive things and everything like that? So yeah, that was kind of a petty, but look, as somebody who's petty myself, I probably would have said the same thing, but also not in the kitchen where the knives are. Just saying, Fatima said she was fixing dinner. So what I'm thinking here is Zach and Fatima really need to work on their communication skills and not allow the outside influences of, I guess you could say, exes or ex-partners or whatever get in their way. Same thing with Sabrina and Calvin, and believe it or not, I'm actually able to use Sabrina and Calvin in a positive example. It's just like Sabrina, look, Calvin's told you what's what. You know what? You make your own mind up about what you want to do with it. Don't just get your council of friends or mouthpieces, as Calvin called them, to, you know, influence you. At the end of the day, they're not the ones who date Calvin. Just like, you know what, the Zach and Fatima thing is like, Zach, you tell Fatima to be open and honest. Well, damn it, Zach, you do the same thing. You know, like I said, I was more disappointed that Zach just, you know, told all these lies and acting immature, because the thing about it that really turned me off to the episode in a way was we saw a lot of season 1 Zach, and it just felt like all that growth we've seen with his character just disappeared for him to force the breakup until they got back together at the end, because that's why the last scene was so great, because we were like, yes, Fatima knows what's going on, let's see what happens. And then the way she just barged into the room to tell Zach what was going on, I thought that was so sweet. But a lot of these issues could have been avoided. And to be honest, this could be said about a lot of Tyler Perry shows and whatnot. A lot of issues, anguish, breakups, heartache, pain, revenge, a lot of these scenarios could be resolved if people just sat down like adults and talked about it. So finally talking about Hayden going over to the house, and then the whole phone call thing, and then having her girlfriend on the phone to, you know, pretty much clear the air was great. So I think for me, the biggest obstacle that Zatima, Zach and Fatima, need to work on is being upfront and honest and communicating effectively. I mean, it doesn't matter how many affirmations Fatima gives Zach. It doesn't matter how much money Zach makes and, you know, what kind of life he can provide for himself and Fatima. If these two don't learn how to get past their communication barriers, they're going to break up and it's not going to be pretty. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Well, what did you think of this week's episode? Oh, excuse me, last week's episode and the Zatima drama as it unfolded. I feel like these two together can truly overcome anything that gets thrown their way, but they just have to work together instead of just allowing their emotions to kind of jump, you know, kickstart their natural defenses. Zach running away, Fatima not allowing anybody to come in, that kind of thing. So as always, make sure you thumbs up the video to show you like it. Hit that subscribe button because, well, we are less than 200 people away from 190,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit that bell icon and select all. That way you do not miss out whenever I post new content on the channel. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.